there's many ways to achieve this. One of my friends, he's a charisma coach in London. He takes people out on the streets of London, or sometimes they fly him out to exotic places to work with them there. And he just shows them how to have more fun in life and just meet people, hang out, get free pizzas, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, he's just a fun social guy. And one of his favorite games is he'll go up to random people, or maybe it's like in a shop, and he sees what kind of shirt he likes, and he'll call over the sales assistant and says, please don't think I'm racist. I'm not being racist, but how much does this shirt cost? It's a complete non sequitur. And of course, there's a surprise, and some are looking like, huh? Surprise is too much for them. I mean, you've probably fried a few circuits there. But most of them just look, suddenly they start laughing. You just reset the interaction. So rather than just being from, clunky store clerk mode, they've gone into social, normal human being modes. The interaction becomes much more genuine, much more rich, much more fun for everyone. Do you see how that works? Now, again, it's context dependent. You don't walk into like a $100 million company and say, "Hey, don't think that I think that you're ugly, but would you like to sign this contract?" It just it would not necessarily work in that context so well. So these things are context dependent, right? The principle though is the same. Do you get this? Would you like to know how I used to do this with my clients? Right? The answer is very simple. It's a magic moment. It's actually on the Magic Moments masterclass. Remember the magic moments? What does it do? It triggers the amygdala, doesn't it? And it triggers it, it hones it down to a point. The point is my reframe. The point is, I can work with the mind. I know things about the mind that most people don't, even the PhDs. But I can't say it. I have to let them conclude it. Does that make sense to you guys? So the magic moment I used to use was a mind read. It was easy for me because I knew the industry, I knew executives. I knew that there were certain patterns, remember there's 5 clients, that they would fall into. So the meeting, I'd list their value, what's important to them, why is it you come to a coach now, what's this and that, the other. So the values were already making them feel very, in there. And one or two things would happen. Either they gave me their values and I'd feel this is good and I'd just run with it. Great, job done. Sometimes it was kind of 50-50. You'd have people turning around and they wouldn't want to answer the value questions. They'd be more cautious. It would be too personal for that point. Does that kind of make sense? So I'd say, look, let's do this another way. Let me just take a guess and see if I understand your position correctly. And just please correct me if I misread the situation. You're an executive, you've got a team, and you're probably finding these problems. You've probably tried these things and they failed, and you've now got this situation, these kind of situations here, and honestly, you probably don't know what to do about it. You feel like no one's prepared you for it, and you're probably right, because it's not in any MBA program, it's not any management school thing, it's something that's outside of that, and the irony is you probably know someone that could probably deal with that situation better, but you don't even know how to ask them for help. Would that be fair to say? And they're sitting there like going, how do you know me? Would it be fair to say that the amygdala has been stimulated to some degree, right? And at that point, my reframe is very simple. My job is to help your mind to figure out the answers so you can do these things. You see, there are things that you cannot learn from books or MBA programs or any other thing. But the irony is you have the answer inside. Otherwise, you will not be able to recognize those problems yourself. And all my job is to do is to find, or rather help you find those answers, so you can bring the same genius that made you, reach the top of the organization, and you can apply to those situations so you can solve those problems just as efficiently. That's really all I do. I think there's only one person I can recall currently who did not sign up to a coaching contract with me. Once I sat down with them, I sat down over the course of an hour, I had like a pre-interview, sometimes between half an hour and an hour, depending on the individual. Once I actually sat down face-to-face with someone, I believe there's only one person I can currently remember, I could be wrong about that, it's been a while now, that did not sign up for a coaching contract there and then. There were a few others who didn't sign up, but their values were in the wrong place in terms of they didn't care about a coaching thing. It was just recommended to them by someone else who thought they'd ask, but they really didn't care. So we just cut the meeting short and left it at that. So that's just to give you the parameters I was working in. So this is kind of powerful stuff, right? Who here would like to learn how to do that anytime, any place, anywhere?